Hi, welcome to my pose of the week. This week we are working with Virabhadrasana II, Warrior II. If you've done a few yoga classes, you probably will have done a Warrior II. I'm going to focus today on the alignment cues, the little tips that I use when I'm practicing myself and when I'm teaching. This pose is really great for building strength in the legs and getting a strong hip opener. And you can also get some strength into shoulders, but also drawing in through the core, lifting through the crown of the head. So it can be a full body strength and activation. So we'll get started. I'm going to start with my right foot forward and my left leg back. So first piece, alignment of the feet. We are looking to line up the heel of the front foot. If you drew a line all the way back, it would meet the middle of your back foot, the middle of that arch of the back foot. My right leg, the one forward, the toes are all pointing straight forward, and my back foot is at a 90-degree angle, so the toes are then pointing out to the side. So I usually cue this coming in with the hands to the hips when you're finding your alignment in this posture. Now, one thing to notice before I start bending into the knee is my torso is directly over the hips. I'm going to try and keep it there as I come in. So I'm going to start by bringing a bend into my right knee. And you'll see that I'm trying to get the knee over the ankle. So a couple of things that will happen here with the legs. So the first one, if I come round and show you this from this angle, as I bend into the knee, my chest and my hips are squared to this side wall. Now, if you can see my knee, what quite often happens is this knee, the front leg, bends forwards. What we want to do here is take it back to the wall behind us. So one way, I start to take that knee back, and if you just look what's happening to my back hip, as I take the knee back, my back hip is coming forwards. So if I come back to where I was originally, this knee is pointing forwards. I'm going to bring my left hand onto my back leg. I'm going to try and hold it there as I then guide my right knee to the wall behind me. And as I do that, I start to build the stretch in the front of the hips. So coming back round. So I'm sinking into the knee and taking my hands to the hips and using my hands on the legs to guide this right knee back, keep this left leg back. I might then decide to sink a little bit deeper. So to keep the knee over the ankle, I'm going to bend a little bit deeper into that leg. And then I'm going to float my arms up to shoulder height. Now notice with my arms, I'm trying to keep them parallel to the floor. I'm not up here, I'm relaxing the shoulders down. I feel with my hands that I try and take them away from one another. So I'm active through the arms, but the shoulders are soft. My chest is squared forwards, and then I turn to look over the middle finger of my right hand. Now, something else that quite often happens here is that when people come into this posture, their torso is leaning forwards. So to help correct this yourself, you can take your left hand, imagine someone's got hold of those fingers, and they just draw the torso back whilst the legs stay exactly where they are. And you get to a point where you can't go any further. And that, as you can see, has brought my torso into alignment over my hips. So I'm just going to come out this side for a moment and take the other side. Give that leg a little break. So I've lined up the feet. My hands to my hips, I sink into the knee. I then just bring the hands in to do that little correction to get now my left knee to the wall behind me. Feeling this opening in the front of the hips. Arms are floating up. I'm just checking the position of my torso. I'm checking if both arms are to shoulder height. I'm rolling the shoulders down and I'm gazing over that left middle finger. Now I'd usually hold this for maybe 5 to 6 breaths, long deep breaths. And what I might find is that after a couple of breaths, I feel I have a little bit more space. I might wiggle that front foot forward a little bit more. And then this idea of allowing the hips to be heavy. So rather than thinking about my left leg, I'm just allowing my hips to be heavy. And I'm trying to lift through the crown of my head. So my torso is nice and light. So there's a little lift, so I'm not dumping all the weight down. I'm pushing both of my feet into the ground, and then you can further activate through the legs, get even more strength work by then trying to draw the feet together. So don't move because they're stuck to the floor, but as you draw them in, even more activation through the muscles in the legs. And when the legs are really working, you can feel this lightness through the torso. And then you would come back out whenever you're ready. So Warrior Two, fantastic for opening into the hips, fantastic for building that strength work, and also coming into that kind of feeling into the body, noticing all those different areas of the body, getting out of our heads. So that is my Virabhadrasana II breakdown. If you have any questions, as always, send me a message. I'd be happy to help, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.